Hi guys, let's get clear in this episode with the product rule. It's a really cool tool and it involves and it's used when we have two functions that are multiplied together. For example, let's say we've got a function x times function x multiplied. That's when we use it. So when you can identify and find two functions together, adjacent to each other, they're being multiplied, you know you're going to use the product rule. So let's have a look at dy dx here for the product rule. Dy dx equals v times du dx. Now v, we're going to call v the right-hand side and u in black the left-hand side, uv in alphabetical order. So v times du dx plus u, what's u? U is on the left here, times multiplied by the derivative of v dv dx. Now, one of the things I like to do in order to work these out as efficiently as possible is, and I highly suggest you do this, is to label up and mark up what we have in terms of u's and v's. So I'm going to put a line down here and let's label them up, and then we're going to slot and substitute these into the product rule and come up with the derivative. So let's write down what we have first. Well, first let's identify. We'll call this a u, and here on the right we'll call it a v in blue. It's color-coded. On the right v, on the left black, we have u. So let's first of all find from the product rule, they're asking for v, so let's start at v. So v is equal to, as we have it right there, just copy it right out, 3x plus 2 all cubed. Okay, that's our v. Let's get v dash. In other words, dv dx. V dash is the same thing. Let's get the derivative of v. Well, all you do is derive this. We're going to use something called the chain rule. You probably remember how to do that. Let me go through it again. We bring the power to the front. We multiply this function, and we drop the power, subtract 1, and then we multiply by the derivative of the internal part. So let me just go through that for the chain rule. 3 goes to the front, and then we have 3x plus 2, and that becomes squared. And then we multiply by the differential of 3x plus 2, which is just 3. So our v dash equals 9 bracket 3x plus 2 all squared. Okay, now that we've got that, let's go to the u on the left-hand side. So u is simply x squared, and u dash, which is du dx in black. If we get the derivative of u, well, if it's x squared, the derivative it will be 2x. Okay, now we can slide and substitute them into the product rule right here. So let's write up what we have. F prime x, f dash x, the derivative, equals, so we start off with a look at the formula here, the rule, v. So let's start off with v, that's going to be right over here, 3x plus 2 all cubed. That's going to multiply by du dx or u dash. Let's find that. There's our u dash multiplied by 2x. We have a plus addition sign, and then we go straight to u. Now where's u? There it is, x squared. It's coming together. We multiply that by dv dx or v dash. Let's find v dash right up there. Here it is. It's 9 in the front. So that's 9 bracket 3x plus 2 all squared. Remember, we dropped that power by 1 earlier. So let's go through this and simplify it. So that's going to be, well, we can take the 2x out the front. I'll write it all in one color. The x squared times the 9's right there, and the 2x, we just brought it to the front. So that's the same, we've just rearranged it a little bit. So now what we can do, we've actually got the correct answer, but if you want to, you can factor this or factorize it and simplify it even further. So this is what we do in order to factor. We find the highest common factor to both the left-hand side and the right-hand side of that addition sign in the middle. So if I look at this, if you can see both sides, you'll probably notice that what goes into both of them is, first of all, 3x plus 2 will go into both of them. That's a factor, and also x goes into both of them. So we're going to take out the factor of x bracket 3x plus 2 all squared. So it's that and the x between the 9x squared and the 2x. So there's our highest common factor right there. And now we're going to multiply by, well, if we multiply what to get that? Well, we need to multiply 2, don't we? And we also need to multiply one of these. So that's going to be 3x plus 2. Why is that? Because 3x plus 2 all squared times 3x plus 2 to the power of 1 equals 3x plus 2 to the power of 3 cubed. So that side makes sense. And then what do we need to multiply this by to get 9x squared, 3x plus 2? Well, x into 9x squared goes in 9 times. And we need another x because it's 9x squared. And obviously 3x plus 2 all squared goes into that once. Those two, so we can just leave it at that. We can further simplify that. And that's going to equal, as we simplify it, 3x plus 2 all squared. Okay, let's simplify this. 2 3s are 6, so that's going to be 6x plus 2 times 2 is 4. Actually, we don't need this part here. Plus 9x. Okay, we can simplify that. So the answer to this question here, function of a function, the derivative is 6 and 9 is 15. As we add those together,